Hold on tight because the market is moving. First up, Matthews International Capital Management just slashed its stake in Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, TSM, by over 9% during the last quarter, selling off 3,408 shares. But that's not the whole story. While Matthews was trimming, Childress Capital Advisors, Shannon River Fund Management, Vanguard, Hans Financial Services, and Hollencrest Capital Management were all aggressively increasing their positions in TSM, signaling a complex picture for the semiconductor giant. Plus, VP Bor-Zen Tien personally bought 1,000 shares, a 12% boost to his own TSM holdings. What does this all mean for the future of TSM?
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSockets Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Now, shifting gears to the broader semiconductor industry, the Semiconductor Test Board Market is under the microscope. Analysts are diving deep into applications, types, and emerging trends, with a permanent link to the full press release available now. This isn't just about chips, it's about ensuring their quality and reliability, and the market is poised for significant growth. We'll break down the key players and the factors driving this critical sector. And the investment activity surrounding Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing doesn't stop there. Impax Asset Management Group just increased its TSM position by a massive 51%, adding 32,354 shares. But they weren't alone. Sergocap Partners, Thrivent Financial, Danica Pension, Man Group, and Harrell Insurance all made substantial moves, either buying new stakes or significantly expanding existing ones. Plus, analysts at Freedom Capital, DBS Bank, Needham & Company, Wall Street Zen, and Argus are all weighing in with upgraded ratings. Is TSM a buy, or are these investors missing something? Finally, Munich Reinsurance Co. Stock Corp in Munich quietly decreased its TSM holdings by over 9%, selling 3,884 shares. But again, that's just one piece of the puzzle. Riverbend Wealth Management, Approach Retirement Advisors, Rockwood Wealth Management, and Veracity Capital are all making moves, adding to the complexity of the investment landscape. So, what's the bottom line for TSM? Stay tuned for our full analysis. Don't miss a beat. Hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for notifications, and let's navigate the markets together. Major shifts are underway for Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, or TSMC, as several institutional investors adjust their holdings. Matthews International Capital Management recently reduced its stake by 9.4%, shedding 3,408 shares, though the stock remains a significant part of their portfolio. However, other firms are bolstering their positions. Childress Capital Advisors increased theirs by a substantial 145.3%, while Vanguard, Hans Financial Services, and Hollencrest Capital Management also significantly grew their stakes in the semiconductor giant. Currently, institutional investors and hedge funds hold 16.51% of TSMC's stock. Analysts are weighing in as well, with Goldman Sachs reiterating a buy rating, while Zacks Research downgraded to hold. Weiss Ratings upgraded to buy, and Sanford C. Bernstein and Wedbush maintain outperform ratings. The consensus among analysts remains a buy, with a price target of $404.29. Adding to the news, TSMC Vice President Bor-Zen Tien recently purchased 1,000 shares, increasing their personal holdings by 12.42%. TSMC, a leading pure-play semiconductor foundry, opened Friday at $402.16, with a 52-week range of $160.50 to $409.49. The company reported earnings of $3.11 per share on $30.65 billion in revenue, boasting a strong net margin of 46.97% and a return on equity of 38.17%. Looking ahead, analysts project earnings of $15.03 per share for the current fiscal year. TSMC also recently declared a quarterly dividend of 0.9503, payable on July 9th to shareholders of record on June 11th, representing a 0.9% yield. Despite the positive outlook, Channel YouTube notes that TSMC wasn't among the 5 stocks top-rated analysts are currently recommending to their clients. The Semiconductor Test Board Market is currently under analysis, according to a recent press release distributed via OpenPR.com. While specific details regarding market size, growth drivers, or key players were not provided in the limited information available, the announcement signals increasing industry attention on this critical component of semiconductor manufacturing. Test boards are essential for verifying the functionality and performance of integrated circuits before they are integrated into final products. The analysis, as indicated by the release, is categorized by application and type, suggesting a comprehensive evaluation of the market landscape. Further details regarding the scope and findings of this market analysis are expected to be released separately. The press release is permanently accessible via a provided link on OpenPR.com and represents one of 5 recent releases published on the platform. Major institutional investors are significantly increasing their positions in Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSM, signaling strong confidence in the world's largest contract chipmaker. Impax Asset Management Group, PLC, recently boosted its stake by 51%, acquiring an additional 32,354 shares worth $29.1 million. This follows substantial moves from other firms, including Sergo Cap Partners LP, Thrivent Financial for Lutherans, Danica Pension, Man Group, and Harrell Insurance, all adding significant shares in recent quarters. Thrivent Financial for Lutherans saw a remarkable 3,164.9% increase, now holding over 1.19 million shares. TSM shares currently trade at $402.16, with a 52-week range of $160.50 to $409.49. The company boasts a robust financial profile, including a market capitalization of $2.08 trillion, a P/E ratio of 33.46, and a recent earnings per share of $3.11. The company also declared a quarterly dividend of 0.9503, payable on July 9th, representing a 0.9% yield. Adding to the positive sentiment, VP Bor-Zen Tien recently purchased 1,000 shares, increasing their holdings by 12.42%. Analysts remain largely bullish, with the majority assigning buy or strong buy ratings and an average target price of $404.29. Several brokerages, including Freedom Capital, DBS Bank, Needham & Company, Wall Street Zen, and Argus, have recently upgraded their ratings on the stock. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, founded in 1987, is a leading pure-play semiconductor foundry providing essential services to the global tech industry, specializing in advanced nodes for mobile, high-performance computing, and AI applications. While analysts are positive, Channel YouTube highlights 5 other stocks currently favored by top-rated analysts, suggesting potential alternative investment opportunities. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, TSM, saw shifts in institutional investment during the fourth quarter. Munich Reinsurance Co. reduced its stake by 9.1%, selling 3,884 shares, leaving them with 39,002 shares valued at $11.684 million. Conversely, Impax Asset Management Group increased its holdings by 51%, acquiring 32,354 shares for a total value of $29.103 million. Riverbend Wealth Management, Approach Retirement Advisors, Rockwood Wealth Management, and Veracity Capital all established new positions or increased existing ones, totaling approximately $201,000, $547,000, $341,000, and $2.871 million respectively. Institutional investors collectively own 16.51% of TSM stock. Recent insider activity shows VP Bor-Zen Tien purchased 1,000 shares for $55,930, increasing his direct ownership to 9,051 shares, valued at $506,222.43. Corporate insiders own 1.11% of the company. TSM opened trading on Friday at $402.16, with a 52-week range of $160.50 to $409.49. The company boasts a market capitalization of $2.08 trillion, a P/E ratio of 33.46, and a dividend yield of 0.9%, with a quarterly dividend of 0.9503 payable July 9th to shareholders of record June 11th. Financially, TSM reported $3.11 earnings per share and $30.65 billion in revenue for the last quarter, with a net margin of 46.97% and a return on equity of 38.17%. Analysts forecast $15.03 earnings per share for the current year. Analyst ratings remain largely positive, with upgrades from Wall Street Zen, Weiss Ratings, and Freedom Capital, alongside reiterations from Goldman Sachs and Sanford C. Bernstein. The consensus rating is buy, with an average target price of $404.29. TSMC is a leading semiconductor foundry, providing wafer fabrication services to the global semiconductor industry since 1987.